So originally I was going to make a video about PewDiePie and how yet again he has sold us out for his own self-interest and his own security. Now thankfully I didn't make that video because for those of you who have been living under a rock the past 48 hours, basically this is what has happened. PewDiePie in this video where he was celebrating 100 million subscribers announced that as a celebration of this he was going to donate to, of all charities, well, charities, I don't know if they actually are a charity, the ADL, the Anti-Defamation League.
But as an additional celebration, I'm donating $50,000 to Anti-Defamation League, which is an organization that fights bigotry and prejudice in all its forms. Thank you, honey, for sponsoring this video. Let's get on with the unboxing.
You know, that anti-free speech think tank slash charity slash whatever the hell it is, interest group? Yeah, that one. The one that criticised him during the Jew jokes he made way back in the day that actually weren't anti-Semitic. It was more of a joke at the expense of Keemstar. But hey, whatever, let's ignore all that context, right? PewDiePie's an anti-Semite, he's alt-right, and apparently this was done because he was advised to do so. And he did it to try and end this talk that he's alt-right. And since the Christchurch shooting, where the shooter memed and said, "Remember guys, subscribe to PewDiePie," he wanted that to end, and thus donated to the ADL. Only today, released another update after all the backlash that he received, because from our perspective, this looked like a sellout, or somebody he was trying to cover his own skin, rather than, you know, be principled. I remember I was saying it to people. This is just the video that I made using him as an example called Good Boyism, where people will prostrate themselves to the establishment. It doesn't matter what kind of establishment it even is. They will do this to save themselves and not be targets of these people. And that is what initially I thought PewDiePie was doing. Thankfully, this has happened.
Stop! I just wanted to interrupt this video because I need to make an announcement. Did you guys see the video I made where I celebrated 100 million subscribers? It was a video I was really excited about. I talked about my journey from going to 0 to 100 million subscribers. It did have a brand attachment to it, which maybe wasn't the most fitting place, but it was a cool product, so I thought it wouldn't matter. When we were planning the collaboration, we thought it would be nice to donate to a charity as a way to celebrate. I made the mistake of picking a charity that I was advised instead of picking a charity that I'm personally passionate about, which is 100% my fault. Usually when I pick a charity, I take my time, I find a charity that I'm really excited about and actually passionate to donate to. So when I uploaded the video talking about the charity, it was very brief and people could tell something was off. The whole internet just didn't believe it. Like, why is he donating to this charity? Look at his face. Full conspiracy mode. It was very interesting to watch that unfold. To be fair, I saw it as an opportunity to put an end to these alt-right claims that has been thrown against me. It wasn't to try and clear my name or save grace. If it was, I would have done it years ago. But after the Christchurch tragedy, I felt a responsibility to do something about it because it's no longer just about me. It affected other people in a way, and I'm not okay with that. I've struggled to figure out how to do that, but this was not the right way to go about it. I knew it wasn't perfect, but I also didn't know a lot of things that surfaced throughout this whole thing about the charity that doesn't fit at all. So I understand why people had concerns about it. And these are things that I would have known myself if I had just taken my time. This whole thing was planned during my wedding and the honeymoon, and 100 million was coming up as well, so it was all very rushed. It really doesn't feel genuine for me to proceed with a donation at this point, and I instead wanted to actually take my time, keep the intent that I had, but just doing it with the right charity and doing it properly. So I just wanted to make that clear. I'm sorry for all the confusion, and I'm sorry for messing this up. That's what I do.
Basically what he's saying is he's done a bit more digging and has decided not to donate to them after all. Allegedly from The Verge, he's pulled the donation from the ADL. Basically saying that this was a mistake and that he should have done his research but was advised to do so. I don't know who advised him to do it, but regardless, he's made the mistake and has acted accordingly and will donate the $50,000 or £40,000, whatever it is now, to another charity. Maybe to a charity he actually is passionate about, which is what he probably should have done in the first place. But then, the Jewish Chronicle have reported that actually the ADL have received no donation whatsoever. They found out that he was going to do this donation about the same time as we knew. They didn't know that he'd done this. This was news to them. So what does this mean? Because a lot of people were saying that this is 4D chess from PewDiePie, that it's just one big troll, that it wasn't a mistake. Whereas PewDiePie, to me, makes it out like he made a mistake and has acted accordingly, he's rectified this mistake and he's going to donate the money elsewhere. But let's just look at it like this. This Jewish Chronicle article does lend credence to the 4D chess / troll argument, because the ADL had just found out that he was going to do this. They were as unaware as we were of this potential donation. Maybe the idea was to make it out like he was trying to extend a hand to the SJWs and say, look, I'm a reformed person. Because if you look at the track record of his videos recently, he has toned it down considerably. There hasn't really been any edgy content much. He really has tried to be more family friendly. Perhaps this was a kind of bait and switch, but who knows? I can't really explain it because I don't see how this could actually work as a troll. What does it achieve? Is it just for the meme, for laughs? Is it to get his own back on the ADL, who, as we know, did slander him as an anti-Semite? I don't know, but it does lend some credence, the fact that he'd never donated it. But then you can just say, well, maybe he just hadn't done it at that time and was going to do it immediately afterwards. He doesn't necessarily have to give them prior notice, I assume, that he's going to make a donation of $50,000. He doesn't have to at all. Likewise, if it was a troll, why would he say that somebody advised him to do it? Then how could it possibly be a troll? How could he possibly not really know much about the ADL? It doesn't really make much sense to troll an organisation you don't really get, you've not really done your research on. I don't think it was a troll. I actually think he legitimately was going to donate to them until this backlash happened, and then obviously he was made aware of the things that they do, and obviously he doesn't agree with that and has decided not to donate to them. He hasn't pulled anything. He just hasn't decided to donate to them and is instead going to use that $50,000 for a different charity. I'm personally glad. I think there's actually better Jewish charities you could probably donate to who probably do better work than the ADL and aren't likely to destroy Americans' freedoms. I think just in general there are better charities or just organisations you can donate to, because I've never heard of them as being a charity, maybe a non-profit organisation. Of course, the left aren't going to be happy about this because they will feel betrayed, or they will feel just confirmed that PewDiePie is nothing more than an alt-right troll and that he shouldn't have given in to people like us, as if we tried to stop him from doing this. He literally announced it out of the blue. Yeah, we said, well, why are you donating to these people? They don't like you. They have slandered you. They have done many other things apart from that against people. Maybe you ought to, question such things before you, donate to them, look into them a bit. And he has. In fact, I think a lot of people were probably ready to write him off completely. I know I was ready to write him off completely after that. I thought, well, that's it. He's sold out. Or at the very least, if he hasn't sold out, he's given in. It's a surrender donation. It's money to the mob, in a way. Protection money. I'll give you $50,000, even though he's worth way more than $50,000, but whatever. I'll give you $50,000 and you leave me alone. You make the left leave me alone and I can just make my content and be a happy good boy, basically. That's what I thought it was going to be. I think that's what Paul Joseph Watson thought it was going to be, and maybe a few others. But apparently not. He's changed his mind, which is good, I guess. But where this goes on from here, I really don't know. Anyway, guys, until next time, it's been your boy, and I'll see you later.